That we just saw, they're the 4 finalists for the ESPY Award for NBA Player of the Year. And Luka Doncic, he had another stellar season. He led the Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in his career. And by the way, he led his team in points, rebounds, assists 10 times during the postseason. That's the most in a single playoff run in NBA history. But wasn't enough for Doncic to win the ESPY. So we also had 2 big men going toe-to-toe for MVP literally all year long. Nikola Jokic, he became just the 13th player in NBA history to win consecutive MVP awards after recording his highest PER in a season and leading the league with 19 triple-doubles. And then on the other hand, we had Joel Embiid. He had a 23-game streak with at least 25 points last year. The only other 7-footer with such a streak in the NBA history, by the way, it was Wilt Chamberlain. Neither big man was able to dethrone last year's winner, Steph Curry, who cemented his legacy during the Warriors championship run. He broke the all-time three-point record. He won All-Star Game MVP. He picked up his 4th championship ring. He won his first Finals MVP. And now he takes home his 3rd ESPY for the NBA Player of the Year. And Warriors owner Joe Lacob, he was recently on the Point Forward podcast with Andre Iguodala and Evan Turner, and he was talking about Steph Curry. Take a listen.
I think he's got a number of years to go.
Yes.
And we were right. We did. We won. I mean, amazingly. And I think we're going to be, hopefully better next year. These young guys will be better.
Yep.
Steph still got it. I don't see him going off. I'm sorry to say for the rest of the league. I don't see him getting any worse.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, he's aging like wine. It's crazy.
He is.
Yeah.
The guy is so well conditioned. It's unbelievable.
So Joe Lacob sounds confident, right, that the reigning Finals MVP and now the back-to-back ESPY Award winner for NBA Player of the Year not going to slip up anytime soon. So I'm going to start with Perk on this one. How much longer, Kendrick, do you think Steph will be in his prime?
In his prime, I would say another 8 to 10 years. When I look at Steph Curry, I think of Steph Curry for as longevity-wise could actually be the Tom Brady of the NBA. Because when you look at Steph Curry, his game is not relied on athleticism. He's not a guy that has to dunk the ball, or he's not a guy that has to beat you with speed. He's a guy that beats you with craftiness, his skill set, and most importantly, his shooting. His shooting is not going anywhere no time soon. Shooting is a rare skill that is needed in the NBA. So when I look at it and the longevity, I'm looking like Steph Curry could play this style of play for the next 8 to 10 years. He could be 44 years of age playing this style of basketball.
I just want to be very clear, and I think Steph Curry has earned the right for us to not, we shouldn't be putting a limit on this. He's so incredible that he should just be able to keep going and have the benefit of the doubt until the wheels fall off. But Richard Jefferson is 42. So in 8 years, you're like, yeah, I see you, Rich. Steph's going to still be on the court, still be balling out in his prime.
Yeah.
He's like, silence speaks for itself. Zach, what do you think?
Well, look, I'm still in shock. When I hear in his prime, what I interpret that as is at the peak of his abilities. If Steph Curry is at the peak of his abilities at age 42 or 43, number one, the NBA is in huge trouble because the Warriors will have laid waste to it for a very long time. Number two, I am taking Perk immediately to the nearest casino and letting him bet my life savings on literally any game that he wants. Because if Steph Curry is in his prime at age 42, 43, or 44, I'm 44. I'm not even in my prime of mowing the lawn anymore. Perk, if you're right on this, we're going to Vegas together and you can let it ride on anything you want.
What would the game be, Perk?
Well, get ready.
Mark?
Get ready. Bet it all.
I'm ready.
I'm telling you, with his skill set and with us knowing Steph Curry, he's going to be in great shape. I mean, Ray Allen could have played an extended period of time, and I'm just saying, even on the back end of his career, the way that Steph plays, I don't see how he can't keep this up for 10 years. It's just if he wants to.
Yeah, well, Steph and Aisha, who's a great chef, I've had her food before, they always have a really healthy diet, so that's that part for them. Steph Curry's workouts are phenomenal. We need to get a camera in there. He works out at like 6 in the morning. There is a Knicks player that worked out with Steph last summer that couldn't handle the workout and had to take a rest in the middle of it. That's how tough his workouts are. Keep in mind, his father, Dell Curry, played till he was 37, right? And he didn't have the science of the day, the same food, the same workout regimen. So I'm kind of with Perk. I give Steph like 5 more years of his prime, 8 more years of playing, but he's a guy who, unlike Perk, doesn't have to get beat up all the time. Maybe he does here and there on the layups, but he's a jump shooter. That's what helped his dad play so long, and that's what's going to help Steph Curry play longer than his father.
Well, maybe some of those workouts can help Zach get back to his mowing the lawn prime. I'm still wondering what. Less money in order to improve the team. He said, I told Daryl Morey to improve the roster, sign who we needed to sign, and then give me whatever's left over. This is how bad I want to win. I want to compete for a championship. That's all that matters to me at this stage. I'm willing to take less to put us in that position. Interesting. Okay, so let's bring everyone back into this. Zach, just how big of an impact has Harden's decision been for the Sixers this offseason?
Boy, oh boy, I love what the Sixers have done in the offseason. I'm almost scared again because every year the Sixers sucker me in and make me a big backer of their team. But I love the PJ Tucker move, love the Daniel House move, love the DeAnthony Melton trade. These are the absolute perfect kind of guys to put around the most unstoppable pick and roll combination in the entire NBA of James Harden and Joel Embiid. And if those guys are healthy, and if Harden is in shape, and if he doesn't shrink from the moment in elimination games like we've seen him do time and again, including the very last one we saw against Miami, this team on paper absolutely has a chance to win the East and win the championship. They're that good. They're that deep. They're that versatile. It's the best team on paper of the Joel Embiid era, right there with the Jimmy Butler team that almost beat the Raptors and had a chance to win the title. They can be that good, but they've burned my trust so many times. I don't know if I can quite get there. And Milwaukee and Boston and Miami are awesome. The competition is fierce, but they've done all they can do with the resources they have to build a team around Harden and Embiid.
Well, Doc Rivers told me this morning that the discount that James Harden gave the Sixers allowed them to get P.J. Tucker and Daniel House. And in that process, with also getting DeAnthony Melton, they got tougher, they got more serious, and they got some bench depth. Harden actually has been working out with Sam Cassell. If you saw those recent pictures of him, he looks like he's in great shape. Tyrese Maxey is working out with Doc's son, Spencer Rivers. And Perk, you remember this, when the Celtics went to training camp in Italy in 2008 when you guys won, and also the next year you guys went to Rhode Island. The Sixers are doing this again with Doc, or they're going to do it for the first time. They're going to Charleston, South Carolina, to get away from family, to just concentrate on basketball and each other as a team, get their camaraderie. And along with basketball, Doc wants them to work on American history, learn some American history. They're probably going to go to a slave museum and learn about the Gullah culture out there in South Carolina.
I'm with Zach on this one. I feel like the Sixers have teased me for so many years. I want to see them at that mountaintop because it feels like they've done the right things, made the right moves to do that. But guys, we have someone very special in studio. So coming up on NBA Today, look who is joining us. It is the one, the only.